Injustice 2 has taken the video game universe by storm, and fans across the world are tearing through the high-powered superhero smackdown. We've got legendary creative director Ed Boon here to chat about what the future holds for Injustice. Okay, I know that Injustice 2 just came out.
Yes.
How hard was it to keep the story a secret?
Almost impossible. We had written the script, literally years ago, and went through the entire process of casting and doing all the motion capture, and it was such a long process. And so finally, when we're finished, we had to bite our tongue for a few months more. That was a really difficult job.
I can't even imagine, especially sitting on a game that's so exciting.
Yeah, we couldn't wait for people to finally get their hands on it. It was this game was a little different than the last one for some reason, because there was so much anticipation.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to know, where's the story going to go. So finally, we're letting people answer that question.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit more. Can you talk about choosing Brainiac as the villain?
Yeah, well, in the DC universe, there's not many characters that can kind of compete with Superman, and so we had to pick one of the biggest epic scale villains to actually put Batman in the situation of how can I possibly defeat this villain. Brainiac is that villain, and he's the one who's going to be putting Batman in the situation of do I use Superman's help to defeat him, or do I do it by myself? And that's one of the biggest dilemmas that's faced in the story.
Or how would you say this game is different than other fighting games? How would you say it's moving the genre of fighting games forward?
I would say the gear system is probably the main new feature in terms of the fighting. And not only can you make your character look how you want it to look, your Batman, your Superman, your Flash, but you can also, that gear affects gameplay. That's the big thing. So you can actually start, kind of shifting your character to be more defensive, offensive. That kind of freedom and customization, as I think, has never been seen in a fighting game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know, obviously, this game just came out, but we still want more. Can you tell us a little bit about our first 3 DLC characters that we have now?
Red Hood is maybe the most requested DLC character. Starfire is another one. We got to have girl power in there.
Yes, you got it.
And then Sub-Zero, which is his costume was designed by Jim Lee, which is great,
So
keeping
incredible.
it in the family and stuff like that. And we did that with Scorpion. He designed the Scorpion in Injustice 1, so we thought it'd be full circle. And so those 3 characters are kind of starting off the long string of 9 characters that are going to be coming for additional DLC. It's gonna go all the way through the year. It's gonna be great.
Okay, can you tell me what Starfire's super move is?
Oh, well, it is easily maybe the most epic in scale of she actually goes supernova in space.
Cool.
And so you might say it might not make too much sense that she comes back to Earth, but it's one of the best spectacles we've made.
I love it when they go to space. It's my favorite part of the game.
Absolutely.
Okay, so speaking on the long string of DLC characters, what can you tell us about the future of Injustice?
People really seem to love guest characters. As much as we love but we're going to still hit the additional DC rosters down, but there's definitely another guest in store for people who will be very surprised who it is.
So when you talk about these new DLC characters, are these skins or are these characters that you build from the ground up?
They're absolutely built from the ground up. When we release the game, we're still working on the game. We're going to be working on this game forever. And so we constantly want to give people new characters to play with. The multiverse is always going to be changing throughout the year. This game will be ever evolving for the long period of time.
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time and sitting down with me.
I appreciate you having me.
That's an inside look at the game everyone is talking about, so make sure you pick up your copy of Injustice 2 today. Also, don't forget to keep up on the prequel comic at readdcentertainment.com. We'll see you tomorrow.